All right, this is going to be my preview to this year's Stanley Cup Final. Florida Panthers, Edmonton Oilers, rematch, redemption time possibly for the Oilers as well. First game is tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And the Oilers this year, they've gotten better. I find their depth is definitely a lot better than what it was last year. They did lose out, obviously, on Dylan Holloway, Philip Broberg, Ryan McLeod, Cody Ceci, and Warren Foegele. But adding in like Kasperi Kapanen, Vladdy Podkolzin, Matthias Janmark, Victor Arvidsson, I find that it's just, they have better depth, I find. And I think that's kind of what's helped the Oilers, especially Matthias Ekholm was out this entire playoff run for the Oilers, except for the last couple of games. So they've gotten this far without possibly their best defenseman. I mean, Evan Bouchard you can count as well, but Ekholm is such a better defenseman than Bouchard. One thing though that will hurt the Oilers for sure is losing Zach Hyman. He has been just a dog for them in the playoffs this year. 15 games played, 5 goals, 6 assists, 11 points, and he's a plus 10. He has been really good on that power play, but Corey Perry will be replacing him. We've seen this year that Corey Perry can step up in the big moments, and so he'll fill in for Hyman on that power play unit. And Perry is really good in front of the net. You have him out there, pair him up with McDavid and Draisaitl, and that is a gross first unit power play for forwards. So Corey Perry can definitely fill in for Zach Hyman. I don't think the depth-wise so much, but he'll definitely step up for the power play that will hopefully still produce for the Oilers. And another person that's been really good in this year's run for the Oilers as well has been Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. He had not a great regular season, but this year's playoffs, he's top 10 in scoring in this year's total playoffs. So he's really stepped it up, and you've kind of noticed that he's turning out to that first overall pick that the Oilers had back in 2012. So I think he's going to be a really good person to look out for in this year's finals as well. I hope that he'll have a pretty good run. All right, looking over at the Florida Panthers, their team definitely looks a lot different than last year's Stanley Cup Final as well. Not so much as the Oilers, but they would lose Vladimir Tarasenko and Mackenzie Weegar in the offseason. But they brought in Brad Marchand at the trade deadline, and they also brought in Seth Jones as well. So they've added way more better pieces just to kind of round out this really, really good hockey team. This third line has been extremely well for the Panthers. Estu Luostarinen, Anton Lundell, and Brad Marchand. They have just produced very well for the Panthers. This top six has pretty well stayed the same as well. Last year's playoff run to this year's, it's pretty well stayed the same. We know Matthew Tkachuk is definitely going through an injury and not producing like he should be. But he's ranking up those assists. He's still helping out this team. And this fourth line also as well has been pretty good for the Panthers. Jesper Boqvist, he has a couple of goals in this year's playoffs as well. Thomas Nosek and Gatchevich, they've been just pretty good checking line out there for the Panthers as well. Looking on defense for the Panthers, Gustav Forsling, Aaron Ekblad, Nico Mikkola, Seth Jones, Nate Schmidt, Dmitry Kulikov. These six guys are easily top 10 in defensive pairings. Each line. So Forsling, Ekblad, easily top 3, top 2 possibly. Mikkola, Jones, probably top 5. Nate Schmidt, Dmitry Kulikov, top 10. These six defensemen are easily, with the pairings, are top 10 in the NHL. So this Florida Panthers team looks a lot better than they did last year when they did win the Stanley Cup. So I think between the Panthers and the Oilers, they've definitely changed up the lineups a lot. But I really think the Oilers just added so much more depth that I think that they get it done this year. You look back on history as well. You look back at the 1983-84 Stanley Cup Final. It was the New York Islanders and the Edmonton Oilers, and the Oilers would win the second time around. And you look at 2008-2009, Penguins lost to the Red Wings first time around. Second time around, Crosby got his first cup, right? So you look at last year, Panthers won. I got a feeling Oilers are going to win this year. So I think this time around, I got to go with the Oilers. I really think that they're going to get it done this year. I really just think that the depth that they've added, not like, don't forget, like the Panthers, Brad Marchand, he is a playoff performer. But I just really think the depth that the Oilers added, Janmark, Arvidsson, Skinner even, Podkolzin, Kapanen, and Corey Perry even being like a prime Corey Perry back when he was with the Ducks. Like, this Oilers team looks like they want to come out and kill the Panthers and get their Stanley Cup. And I really hope they do. It would be the first time a Canadian team has won the Stanley Cup since 1993, since the Montreal Canadiens had done it. I really think the Oilers just get it done this year and bring the cup back to Canada.